Are you facing discouragement or depression? Well, the truth is, the understanding of soul gives us a way out of that valley, out of that darkness, where the Bible says, I know that whatsoever God doeth, it shall be forever. Nothing shall be put to it, nor anything taken from it. The law of that, the fact of that, absolutely denounces any sense of depression or discouragement. Why? Because you cannot diminish God. Nothing can be put to it, and nothing can be taken from it. You cannot push down God. You cannot depress God. You cannot discourage God. Love cannot be depressed. Mind cannot be discouraged. So when those suggestions come up, that's how the enemy tries to attack us, by getting us to take on discouragement and depression and holding ourselves down, because it tries to introduce us to the idea that this is who we are, that we are depressed or we are discouraged. That's not who we are. It's not our identity. So in the moment that you are tempted to buy into that lie, know that what's available to you is the infinitude of God, the infinitude of soul, the abundance of love, the expansion, the infinite expansion of mind. All that God is, nothing's ever been taken from God, which means if you're made in the image and likeness of God, nothing has been taken from you, because you are the very reflection of that infinitude. Nothing can be taken from you. Nothing can be squashed down or diminished in you. So all we need to do is shift perspective from seeing the lie as a reality, seeing the lie as something true about us, knowing that's a lie. So notice it's a lie first, and then recognize we have the truth available to us in that moment. And all we need to do is shift our perspective from seeing the lie and claiming it as real for us to seeing the truth and claiming it as real for us, because that is the truth. That is the gift we've been given. And we get to unwrap that gift and use it and not just let it sitting there on the shelf. The longing soul is satisfied. The hungry soul is filled with goodness. So are we hungering after the truth of us when we're feeling depressed? Yeah, I think when we're feeling depressed and discouraged, we want more than anything to feel better. Well, the Bible says the hungry soul is filled with goodness. The longing soul is satisfied. So we know that this is the promise, that this is the reality. There's a wonderful passage in Science and Health by the Science and Health with Key to the Scriptures by Mary Baker Eddy, who discovered and founded Christian Science, where she talks about the conscious infinitude of existence. The conscious infinitude of existence. Well, are we conscious of the infinitude of existence? Are we conscious of the infinitude of God? I'll go back to the quote. The identity of the real man is not lost, but found through the explanation. And before that, she had talked about the real man being spiritual and eternal. So understanding that. So through that explanation, the real man is not lost, but found through this explanation. For the conscious infinitude of existence and of all identity is thereby discerned and remains unchanged. The conscious infinitude of existence is discerned and remains unchanged. To know that your identity has never changed from who God created you to be is actually something that gives us hope in the midst of discouragement and depression. So know the truth, know the fact, and turn perspective, turn thought. The Christ is actually helping you do this. There's a lot of grace involved. The Christ is turning your thought from that material sense of self to the spiritual sense of self, which has never changed. That's the infinitude of existence. And that's really comforting. And so share this with someone who you think might need a little support, someone who might feel discouraged or depressed or pushed down by life in any way, because God is never pushed down. And we, as the reflection of God, cannot be pushed down. So I send you love. Share this with someone who needs it. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed, and let me know what you think in the comments. Shift. Write shift in the comments if this landed with you and you understand that the shift of perspective, the shift of thought is all we need. Okay, lots of